as the white flag is raised. And they're off. And the 9-runner year-long Pretty Polly Stakes, Group 1 for fillies over 1.25 miles. Out in front, Goldana, headed now by Trevance. Close up is Above the Curve, followed the end of the first furlong by Ross Carberry. These are being tracked by Curragh, the Guineas third, as they continue on just outside the final mile, and it's Trevance leading by half a length to Above the Curve, a length back to Ross Carberry, just in third from Curragh, and then Insinuendo. Shuffle bag is Goldan on the inside of Never Ending Story, followed by Via Sistina, and at the rear of the field, fellow English runner Stay Alert as they turn to head uphill. In the lead is Trevance, followed by Above the Curve, a shining light away from home, particularly in France, tracked by Ross Carberry and then Curragh. Next on the inside, Goldana, with Never Ending Story and Insinuendo, a couple of lengths back to Via Sistina, and the overall back marker heading for the halfway stage is Stay Alert. Very few changes as they come up to the top of the track. Trevance on the inside, and returning Shane Foley with a narrow advantage from Above the Curve and Ryan Moore. Less than 2 lengths back to Ross Carberry, Billy Lee disputing third with Curragh and Rory Cleary, followed downhill for the approach to the straight by Goldana, Dylan Brown, McMonigal on the inside of Never Ending Story and Wayne Lorden. Nudged along is Insinuendo and Declan McDonough, and still being weighted with both Via Sistina, Jamie Spencer and Stay Alert, Ronan Whelan. At the head of the straight with less than 3 furlongs to go in the year-long Pretty Polly Stakes, Trevance coming there, one off the rail is Above the Curve. After them is Ross Carberry, then Goldana. Staying on is Stay Alert, ahead of Never Ending Story, and out wide, starting to close as Via Sistina, racing towards the final furlong, and they're bunching. Above the Curve is tackled by Via Sistina as they get close together, then Trevance and Stay Alert, but it's Via Sistina moving away as they run up to the finish. Is going to beat the home challenge in the year-long Pretty Polly Stakes for George Bowie and Jamie Spencer. Stay Alert, Above the Curve follow in.
Racing now. Who's going to lead? Plastic Carousel jumped well, so did Think It Over, and Military Mission rolls forward. Then Zayrek, Via Sistina drops back there in the white cap, and Buckaroo's going to settle last of all. Think It Over in front in the first furlong, with Military Mission parking on the outside. Think It Over retains the lead from Military Mission, then Zayrek positioned on the inside running rail. Plastic Carousel there in the black cap is one off the fence. Via Sistina just eases back for cover and will sit on the outside of Buckaroo. So Nash is quite happy to lead them up. There was no pace on paper, so Think It Over shows the way. Up by a length and a half to Military Mission. Zayrek third, followed by Plastic Carousel in fourth, followed by Buckaroo. And Via Sistina is last of all, the post-time favourite, and about 5 lengths off the lead. So Think It Over at the 1,200 metres, a length on Military Mission. Then Zayrek, a length and a half to Plastic Carousel. Then Buckaroo the Rouse, and Via Sistina being very patiently ridden back last of all, but at the moment has plenty in the tank. They're under the handling of James McDonald, so they lead the back, and Think It Over leads up the Ranvet field, out by a length on Military Mission. Then Zayrek from Plastic Carousel, Buckaroo and Via Sistina last, so no change to the action. 750 metres to go, and it's Think It Over taking on the world today. Leads by a half on Military Mission. Then Zayrek still third, the Rouse. Plastic Carousel just being nudged along in fourth position, inching a little bit closer. Now Via Sistina getting right onto the coattails of her and about to hook to the outside. Think It Over swings at the 400 metres. Think It Over by a length and a half. Plastic Carousel's running on stoutly on the outside, and now Via Sistina waiting for the last crack at them, and here she comes. Via Sistina moved up on the outside of Plastic Carousel, then Think It Over and Buckaroo, but Via Sistina bringing the great European form here to Sydney, and she's too classy. Via Sistina won it by a length and a half. I think Plastic Carousel second, an inch in front of Buckaroo, then Think It Over, Zayrek and Military Mission. Fangirl, the $2.60 favourite, and they're often racing now, and Tropical Squall bounded out of the gates a clear leader. From Samana, who scoots straight into second position, Just Fine Handy with Detonated Jack. They're followed after 2 lengths to Zayrek, then Zardozi Fangirl. Via Sistina behind from Riff Rocket, then came a Tissue, and dropping back to last is Buckaroo. Tropical Squall in front, and Zoo Gotcha's probing right up behind. Tropical Squall holds the front by 1.5 on Zoo Gotcha. 2 lengths to Samana, a touch keen on the outside, a Detonator Jack. A length further back to Just Fine, they're at the 800. 2 lengths then to Zayrek. Similar margin to Zardozi, racing on the inside of Fangirl. They're followed then by Via Sistina, is back on the inside, running rail, covered up by Riff Rocket, although Riff just lost a length or so there, and Fangirl's getting the head up in the air as well at the 600 metres, where Tropical Squall shows the way by a length on Zoo Gotcha in second, then Detonator Jack, Samana, Just Fine, Zardozi. Boy, Fangirl gives away a big start. Via Sistina pinching ground towards the inside. Tropical Squall at the 300 from Zoo Gotcha, who travels up. Zoo Gotcha takes the lead now from Samana. They beat off Tropical Squall. 4 lengths away to Fangirl. Zoo Gotcha in front, 150 out. Zoo Gotcha from Samana. Fangirl late. Via Sistina's charging. Zoo Gotcha in front from Via Sistina. Oh, photo finish. Via Sistina rattling home. Joins Zoo Gotcha on the wire. Could go either way. Then Detonator Jack, Fangirl. Zardozi, Simona next from Riff Rocket, a Tissue. Further back, Buckaroo, Just Fine. And Tropical Squall was last in.
Ready and away. Towards the back, Via Sistina early with also Banker's Choice. Plastic Carousel began well. Young Verta ridden with aggression. Duke de Cesar's up there 3 wide with Bois d'Argent. They were followed by Circle of Fire improving. LES 5 and 6 deeps also searching up. Then came a Tissue, Francesco Gardi. Back in the field settling down as Buckaroo with Via Sistina. They were followed by Valiant King. In the back half is Knight's Choice with also Warmonger and Sharp and Smart. And then towards the back, Quitor and also Banker's Choice at the 1,400 metres. The leader is Duke de Cesar in the Turnbull by a length and a half. Elias got to second from that outside draw. 2 further back is Bois d'Argent, a length and 3/4 Young Verta, and then came Plastic Carousel. 2.5 lengths away in the field is a Tissue on the rails from Circle of Fire. Sharp and Smart's on a limb, has only one option to force up. They were followed by Via Sistina, who's tracking wide from Buckaroo, and then came Francesco Gardi. A length and a half Warmonger, 3 deep around Knight's Choice, and they were followed well back by Valiant King, Banker's Choice and Huitor. Duke de Cesar kept them moving at the 850 by 3/4 of a length. LES, if anything, getting a little bit closer. They're a length and 3/4 Bois d'Argent and Young Verta, followed by Plastic Carousel, who's 4 off the lead. 2 lengths a Tissue, Sharp and Smart, Circle of Fire from Francesco Gardi. Via Sistina's looking for a back to follow into it, and they were followed well back by Buckaroo, who has 10 lengths to pick up from Warmonger, Knight's Choice, and then came Valiant King and well back Banker's Choice. So LES moves up on the outside of Duke de Cesar. 400 metres to go. 2 lengths Young Verta, Bois d'Argent. They were followed by a Tissue into the clear. Via Sistina very wide, and Buckaroo is winding up too. Duke de Cesar at the 200 metres, and LES there stride for stride. Here's Buckaroo right down the outside with Via Sistina. Duke de Cesar kicking. Via Sistina and Buckaroo are coming together. Buckaroo and Via Sistina. Via Sistina and Buckaroo. Via Sistina, a terrific win, beat Buckaroo. LES third from Duke de Cesar. Then came Young Verta and a Tissue. Francesco Gardi. Behind them, Plastic Carousel, Circle of Fire, Valiant King and Warmonger. Quitora's next, Sharp and Smart, Knight's Choice, Bois d'Argent and Banker's Choice. Racing in the Cox Plate. Evaporate slow and almost stumbled out of the gates. Via Sistina away fairly. Royal Patronage led the race early. Pride of Jenny and Prognosis right up there, and driving up Evaporate made a line of 4 at the post. So Pride of Jenny steadily working across 4 deep on the first corner. They were followed by Mr. Brightside. Docklands the inside. 2.5 Via Sistina, Kovalika and Broadsiding last. So Royal Patronage led, 1,600 to go. Pride of Jenny sits outside of it for now. Prognosis a length and a quarter away, third from Evaporate, who's kept 3 wide. A length and a half, Mr. Brightside. Docklands Via Sistina. Kovalika is second last. Broadsiding last. Pride of Jenny went to the front. Bottom corner, 1,300 to go. And Pride of Jenny's put up 3 lengths now from Prognosis second. Royal Patronage passed by Evaporate on that corner. They were followed by Mr. Brightside, a length and a half to Docklands. Then Via Sistina. Next in the field, Kovalika and Broadsiding at halfway. Pride of Jenny is the leader in the Cox Plate by about 2.5 to Prognosis, keeping the mare at his sights. A length and 3/4 away, Evaporate. Then came Royal Patronage and Mr. Brightside as they run towards the 700 metres. Via Sistina 7 off the lead at least from Docklands, broadsiding Covalika. So it's Pride of Jenny, 600 metres to go. A length and a half to Prognosis, who's nice and close. They're 2 lengths in front of Via Sistina, who's coming into it. Mr. Brightside's coming with her, and then came Royal Patronage. Pride of Jenny grabbed by Prognosis, but Via Sistina now pushes the button on the outside and goes up and takes the lead. Via Sistina, 300 metres to go, puts up 2 legs. Prognosis, Docklands, Mr. Brightside, and then came Royal Patronage. But Via Sistina storms away with 150 to go. She's 5 lengths in front. It's going to be a Cox Plate rout, and James McDonald, a century of the very best. Via Sistina by 7 lengths. Second Prognosis, third in the race was Broadsiding, Mr. Brightside next, then Docklands, Covalika, Royal Patronage, Pride of Jenny and Evaporate lasts. Favourite drawn 3, racing, Via Sistina away cleanly, Docklands the last out without a fight. Duke Decessor, Elias and Nugget push up with Royal Champion. Deny Knowledge in the black caps 5 deep and also forcing up. Then came Via Sistina, well back in the field early, Future History, a Tissue, a Arapaho without a fight and Docklands. So with just over 1,600 to go, Deny Knowledge is steadily working across and found the lead from Duke Decessor, Royal Champion. Elias next the inner, Future History continuing to slide around them 3 wide. A length away to Nugget, then a Tissue. Via Sistina going back to about 3rd or 4th last, and they were followed back in the field by Without a Fight, Arapaho and Docklands. So it's Deny Knowledge heading towards Chiquita Lodge, 1,250 metres out by 2 lengths Duke Decessor, Future History. A length and a quarter Royal Champion, 2.5 to Nugget, followed by Elias as the leader just extends that margin up front midway. Via Sistina has 4 behind her. They are a Tissue with Without a Fight, Docklands and Arapaho. 9.50 out, Deny Knowledge by a length and 3/4 Duke Decessor, Future History. A length and a half away in the field in 4th Royal Champion. 2 lengths away Nugget, Elias, a length Via Sistina. Now let's see the favourites, 8 off the lead, and then a Tissue, Without a Fight, Docklands and Arapaho. Coming up towards the corner, Deny Knowledge about a length in front of Duke Decessor, Future History 3 wide. A length and a quarter Royal Champion. Then Nugget, Via Sistina shown a little bit more leather. She's 5 off the lead now. Then came Elias, a Tissue, Without a Fight, Docklands and Arapaho. Deny Knowledge at the 400 metres from Future History, a length away. Via Sistina right down the outside. McDonald hasn't moved yet. Then came a Tissue and Duke Decessor. Now he goes for the star. 200 to go. Via Sistina, 2 lengths in front of a Tissue, Future History. Then came Without a Fight, but Via Sistina is drawing away. The star of the spring, and J Mac a perfect 10 again. Via Sistina by 3, a Tissue, Without a Fight, Future History. Then Arapaho, Docklands, Deny Knowledge, LES, Duke Decessor, Royal Champion and Nugget at the end.
Ready now. And they're off and racing, and Arapaho bounced out well. So did Lindemann the outside, and Golden Path quickly accelerating. They're followed by Zararkham, and Via Sistina's rolling forward on the outside of Fangirl. They're followed by Faulkner Park, and Land Legend settles last of all. So Golden Path races to the lead, out by 2 lengths now on Lindemann. Arapaho just eases back, several lengths in front of Zararkham. James McDonald wanted to be in front of Fangirl in the run, so he's got Via Sistina up running 5th, 1 off the fence. A length and a half Faulkner Park. Fangirl is a length and a half there behind Via Sistina. 2 lengths out the back to Land Legend, so about 10 lengths covers the field. Golden Path in front by 2 lengths on Lindemann. Similar margin to Arapaho, followed by the French import Zararkham on the inside of the great mare Via Sistina. Length and a half Faulkner Park. Fangirl the other, and Land Legend is back last of all. Golden Path 2 in front of the 600 metres to Lindemann under a quiet ride. Then came Arapaho Via Sistina starting to inch closer, and already she's peeling 3 wide coming to the bend from Zarakam, and Fangirl is right on the coattails of Via Sistina as they turn. Golden Path in front from Lindemann, then Arapaho. Via Sistina sold up now, and Fangirl going every bit as well on the outside. Down to the 250, Lindemann raced up on the outside of Golden Path. Fangirl and Via Sistina. This is a great finish coming up. Via Sistina's knuckling down, so's Fangirl. Via Sistina, Fangirl, Via Sistina. Brave win, Via Sistina. Won it by a neck on the line to Fangirl, and ahead away Lindemann the inside. Then came Arapaho, Faulkner Park, Golden Path, Land Legend and Zarakam. Locked and loaded. The first of 5 Group 1s, and the starter says go in the Ranvet Stakes, and jumping well towards the inside, full count Felicia. Golden Path away well, Lindemann away well. Via Sistina just flops in behind them, and so does Faulkner Park in the early stages, with Alma Beer just 3 horses wide, now 2 horses wide. So full count Felicia in front in the early stages, with Lindemann striding up on the outside. So Nash Willer in the seat here on the American mare. Full count Felicia shows the way, and Lindemann, who's usually ridden by Nash, is going to take a sit in second spot. Golden Path third. Via Sistina moves to fourth now from Alma Beer, and a length off to Faulkner Park as they work down the back. And the Glamour mare from America, full count Felicia, now with Yulong Australia, shows the way by 2. Lindemann in second position, and Via Sistina inching a bit closer on the inside of Golden Path. Alma Beer ridden with restraint, and Faulkner Park is happy to sit back last of all. So full count Felicia leading as expected. Inside the halfway mark at a controlled pace by National Willer. Full count Felicia by 2.5 to Lindemann. Golden Path in third, just as Via Sistina locked up momentarily on the rails. 3/4 to Alma Beer, and Faulkner Park last about 6 off the lead. So full count Felicia free striding in the lead at the 750 by 2 on Lindemann second, then Golden Path, Via Sistina, Alma Beer, and Faulkner Park is last of all. So full count Felicia at the 450 leads the way from Lindemann, and now McDonald peels 3 wide on Via Sistina. Into the straight now. Lindemann got the better of full count Felicia, but here comes Via Sistina roping in Lindemann. Faulkner Park going to third, but Via Sistina rests the lead now from Lindemann. Inside the 150, Faulkner Park goes to third, but Via Sistina celebrating her anniversary with 7 Group 1s in Australia. The greatest in the land, Via Sistina. Won it by 2 lengths to Lindemann. Faulkner Park at odds runs third, and full count Felicia and needed the Australian hit out fourth. A gap to Golden Path, and Alma Beer was last in. So they're locked and loaded. The favourite drawn, barrier 1, Via Sistina. Stand by. Off here on the Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Faulkner Park jumped well with Tom Kidd and Lindemann, and Geoglyph's pretty handy. Now, Deny Knowledge is a few lengths off the lead. Wider outline Infantryman and Via Sistina about midfield. Bayona bursting through the pack, improving together with Vauban. Roshan Park's back but in a wide position from Middle Earth, and Chayawolf's been snagged back to last. Lindemann got to the front and is going to hand up now. Deny Knowledge, it's her duty to lead them up, the Yulong mare, and Deny Knowledge strides to the front by 2 lengths on Light Infantryman. Lindemann was happy to take the sit in third, 2 lengths away to Geoglyph, a lot handier in the run. On the inside of Tom Kiddiner, 2 lengths further back to Bayona, who's just shading Buckaroo and Via Sistina almost in the second half of the field there in the white cap. The Japanese stallion Roshan Park the outside and the red cap, followed then by Faulkner Park, Middle Earth, Vauban second last, and 2 lengths away to Chayawolf, about a dozen lengths off the lead. So Deny Knowledge keeps the gallop good in the lead, out by 2.5 on Light Infantryman. Then Lindemann in a very handy third, 2 to Tom Kidden, who's just tugging along at this point. Geoglyph there on the fence from Bayona camp right behind them. Further back to Buckaroo, Via Sistina on the fence, Roshan Park on a 3-wide path as they come up to the 600 metres now. And Deny Knowledge the front runner, but Lindemann comes off the fence, and Nash is going to challenge a long way out. It's Deny Knowledge being joined by Lindemann coming around the turn, who takes the lead. Then Tom Kidden, Bayona's winding up on the outside from Light Infantryman, and now Via Sistina. She's She's looking for the runs behind them. She'll have to go back to the inside. Lindemann takes the lead to the 200, but here comes Via Sistina. She's slicing through the pack. Dubayana and Cheowolf down the outside, but Via Sistina takes the lead inside the 100. She's drawn clear from Dubayana and Tom Kidden, and Via Sistina equals the record of the Great Winx with 7 Group 1s in a season. What an emphatic victory there in the Queen Elizabeth, beating Dubayana and Tom Kidden. Then Lindemann, Ocean Park led on the scene from Cheowolf, then Middle Earth, a gap further back to Faulkner Park from Buckaroo, Light Infantryman Vauban, Deny Knowledge dropping out, and Geoglyph was last in. Almost out to $3 here at post time. Gates are back, they're off and racing. Aliana was last out and Via Sistina was second last out. And Robusto's ridden for speed is going to lead comfortably early from Lindemann, and Full Count Felicia settles third. A clear third, 2 for the back to War Eternal. Then came Arapaho down on the rails, partnered by Gringotts the other. Light Infantryman's a bit keen deeper out as Via Sistina improves along the rails on the inside of Diamond Diesel. Aliana and Cheowolf's going to settle back last of all, about 10 off the lead. So it's Robusto for Derby Racing. Derby looking for their second win in this race, out by 2 lengths. Lindemann in second, and Full Count Felicia didn't have a pop for the lead. Happy to be in a trailing position third. Then War Eternal from Arapaho. Gringotts and Light Infantryman Keen's going forward out off the track. Further back to Diamond Diesel. Via Sistina's back in the field. Cheowolf is going forward. Lost a length at that point, and Aliana's hugging the rails as they come up to the home turn. Robusto's coming wide. Lindemann right up the inside. Lindemann hard fence. Robusto in the middle of the track. Now Via Sistina's got the big gap, and here she comes. Down the outside is Gringotts, and further back to Arapaho making ground. Via Sistina raced up now. Hits the lead. Aliana's racing home well on the inside. Via Sistina in front from Aliana. Via's got to dig. Via neck in front. Aliana's driving, but Via Sistina goes back to back in the Winx Stakes. Won it by a neck to Aliana. Arapaho a cracking third. Then came Cheowolf. Further back to Gringotts. Then War Eternal, Lindemann, Robusto, Diamond Diesel, and Light Infantryman was too keen in the run and finished last.
Ready, set and racing, and Via Sistina jumped away pretty well. Treasure the Moment over on the far side, beat them out from attrition. Light Infantryman's using plenty of the track out past the centre, but is forging on out wide. At the judge, a lap to go. Treasure the Moment is the leader with Light Infantryman. A length and 3/4 attrition, 2 further back in the field, Nepotism, and they were followed by Via Sistina as they string out towards the side at the 1600 metres. Via Sistina has 3 behind her, and they are Buckaroo, Aliana, and last of all is Antino. So with 1500 metres to go, Light Infantryman has taken it up. 1400 metres to go and strung out the field by 2 lengths. Treasure the Moment second. Third is Attrition. 2.5 Nepotism. Via Sistina is 7 off the lead on the outside of Aliana. They were followed by Buckaroo, and at the tail of the field, Antino. To the back section, 1200 to go. It's Ethan Brown and Light Infantryman into a rhythm. 2.5 lengths to Treasure the Moment. 2 further back is Attrition. 2 lengths Nepotism. Then came the inside Aliana, who spots the speed about 7. A length away Via Sistina, followed by Buckaroo, and Antino is still last. So through halfway and beyond, 900 to go. It's Light Infantryman, the front runner in the Cox Plate, by a length and a quarter. Treasure the Moment second. Now the runs are coming. Nepotism out 4 deep. Via Sistina 5 deep is coming now at the school for the final time at the 600. Aliana behind them. Attrition has got back to third last from Buckaroo and Antino. Light Infantryman, 450 metres to go. Treasure the Moment gets her nose in front though. Nepotism going with her, and Via Sistina on the outside. 350 metres to go. Treasure the Moment kicked. A length Via Sistina, Nepotism. Buckaroo around the outside, then Attrition. Treasure the Moment around the turn. 200 metres to go. A length and a quarter in front. Via Sistina and Buckaroo wearing her down at the 100. Treasure the Moment. Via Sistina and Buckaroo. Via Sistina lifting. The Grand Old Valley's rocking, and Via Sistina's done it. Via Sistina, one more legend has been made, has beaten Buckaroo and Treasure the Moment. What a race. Behind those horses, Light Infantryman, Aliana, Attrition, Antino and Nepotism. Field set to go. Tab Champion Stakes. Ready to run. Starter has the button in hand and they're racing. Light Infantryman was slow away. Benagil's going back with also Via Sistina. Alan Kerr bounced quickly in front of Pierre Zambardo and Golden Path, followed by Attrition. Next, Tom Kitten, followed by Point King on the inside. Then came Kovalika. And behind that runner, Via Sistina, Benagil, and Light Infantryman has gone back to the tail of the field after leading the Cox Plate, his last in the Champion Stakes. So with 1,450 metres to run, Alan Kerr is going to take up the lead by about a length to Zambardo, and third is Golden Path. Next in the race is Pierre outside of Attrition, and then Point King the fence. Next is Tom Kitten a little bit free, 3/4 of a length Kovalika, Benagil. Via Sistina is second last. Light Infantryman at the end at the 1,200 metres at Chiquita Lodge. So it's Alan Kerr the leader by a length and a half. Second is Zambardo, third is Golden Path. They were followed by Pierre, who's travelling well away from the rails. In between horses, Attrition. Tom Kitten had the back of Pierre, then Point King. Next is Kovalika. Via Sistina is now three back on that three-wide train on the back of Tom Kitten, just starting about getting motivated. Further back, Light Infantryman and Benagil is at the tail of the field. So they are reached the 800 metres now, and the leader is Alan Kerr, just in front from Pierre. Then 2 lengths Zambardo, Golden Path. Next Tom Kitten. Via Sistina is just starting to get closer with Light Infantryman. They're not that far off the lead now, about 3 or 4 lengths as they run around the corner. They come to the middle of the course. So it's Alan Kerr from Pierre. Zambardo back to the inside. Tom Kitten. Via Sistina getting nice and close for James McDonald now on the outside at the 300 metres. Here comes the star Via Sistina. She lets down from Tom Kitten, Pierre and Zambardo. 200 to go. Via Sistina. 2 legs Zambardo running a race from Pierre and Tom Kitten. Via Sistina. 100 metres to go. She's got the class and she's got the legs, the stamina to win. Another star turn from Via Sistina. 3 legs. Zambardo, Tom Kitten, Pierre. Then Light Infantryman. Attrition, Point King. Golden Path, Alan Kerr, Kovalika, and Benagil at the tail of the field.